Okay, I was asked by a viewer of my previous video about draconians. He said reptilians, but reptilians group DNA type beings that are vast. Alfred Lambert Weber said once that there are known 151 types of reptilians in this galaxy. But one that is draconian, and the other groups of creatures or beings, if you like, who had a similar effect on other types, humans. This group is pretty big. There are many influences. Each group has a distinct influence. And I think that the study of the different DNA types of extraterrestrials and humans and angels and whatever you have here, this study is very interesting. It interests me in many ways uh, because taught I was taught about different types and classes of human DNA through my practice of as a seer, yeah, witness. So the more I gone into studying, the more I found myself interested in different types. I was already familiar with the reptilian or a certain influence of sort in 1985, I think it was, or yeah, 4 or 5, that I met a master actually who taught me, who showed me evidently, who shared his insight with me. So I also learned by this the particular ability to cling or to see what others see. Starting with him, he showed me something fundamental that I faced it in the beginning was a shock for me. That there are such phenomena of human beings, human creatures, or whatever, that are low frequency, or they are low consciousness, or they are evil, or they are controllers, they control and so forth. So I started to learn it over more than 30 years ago. So during the time, uh, now I know that the my evolution, my spiritual evolution, if you like, dependent also on knowing those things, So I'm still going now through a more advanced study into the different uh, evil entities that you have here. Okay. The most important part in this is my individual development and how those beings affect or uh, distract me by pulling my attention or by inflicting me into a certain emotional impression, how they affect me. Uh, I need to learn it so that I can fix this problem uh, essentially because how you call it, I have the capacity to do it, but also doing service in a general sense to solving it. I'm also releasing myself uh, in a variety of ways because this influence of the, say, draconians or different groups, I'm not sure how to name them because I heard different stories that all of them look to me uh, strange enough to be true. So I'm taking this influence as a fact. And now I'm looking around me, I'm looking at my family, I'm looking at the friends, I'm looking what's going around, and I see people live under the influence of very bad creatures. Some creatures are personally attached to person, like a parasite. You have different kinds. You have different kind of people that are look like people, but they are not people exactly, not the same. So they have different type of parasites. Some parasite I can see in retrospect, or I can sense them, sense their and see their visual phenomena. And some creatures are working in the shadow. For example, in say, let's take a story that is on my mind now that I want to share to tell you. Okay. Um, okay. When I was about 15, my elder brother, joined a kibbutz in Israel. It is a small community, and you know that Israel, by in many ways, it's one of the most strong center of the cabal, of the Khazarian mafia, if you want to call them. You look in the history of how they came to be and how they gathered those people and brought them to Israel and gave them the cover story and the mythology, so they will stick to it and they will hold to the ground because they have now a reason to hold the ground, to have a home, where Khazarians in general were all killed by the Russians in the 19th century. But the group that is controlling the world actually were the one who killed them. They came from they were not Khazarian in origin, but they took over Khazaria. They built their first bank. In a few generations, they developed it and moved to Amsterdam, where the Khazarian Jews started the bank in Amsterdam, and then further on. But what I'm talking about is my perspective. That is what is important to me. Is how do I handle this? Okay. Okay. My initial state of being is living in the space that I am. I am living here. A question of how free I am to move around, to do things, to have new ideas, to practice my idea, to feel comfortable with my body. That I am facing all kind of difficulties. Some of them I copied in a sense of morality. How should I behave? When I shouldn't I behave? How to relate to others? And I see that there are many difficulties that inherited in my body, that I'm having difficulties in many ways, and I see people having many difficulties in their relationship, in them in their being in one place at all. People cannot be free in one place, even though nobody interferes with them. So I wanted to speak about this. How do I balance myself in this reality, in this existence, at this moment, or any moment at all? How do I find and recover my ability to be free? So this is a practice of being. The more I practice being, just being is not a practice. Just being, it is this. I could be a Zen Buddhist if you like. But let's go back to the story of my brother. My brother joined this kibbutz, and soon, not soon, but after 20 years that he was there, something happened to him. And I will tell it in the next video. It will be called My Brother and Malevolent Beings Interference or something like that. Thank you for watching.